We have one more speaker before we go to our guest speaker this morning. His name is Pedro Valentin. He is proudly wearing his City Youth Services shirt as a student employee. So come on up, Pedro, and talk to us.
I don't actually have my speech on hand right now. Oh, now I do. Okay. All right, good to go. So my boss asked me to write a testimony about, the Summer Youth Employment Program and how it went and what I learned and all this stuff, so I wrote one. This summer I was employed at the Bradley Home and Pavilion Senior Care Facility located on 320 Colony Street, Meriden, Connecticut. This job was very beneficial to me. I learned how it feels to be part of the American workforce, and most importantly, I earned a regular paycheck, along with community hours. I was very pleased with the knowledge that I carried home from this experience. I learned how to do such things as grouting tile with sand, scraping and repainting several brick walls, changing air filters, sealing fences, cleaning out storm drains, which was not pleasant, grouting and cleaning brick walls, and washing, greasing, and repatching built-in gutters. My absolute favorite part of the Summer Youth Employment Program, besides, of course, the paycheck, would be the incredible people I got the honor of meeting and working beside. Unfortunately, this job did not exactly give me a clear perspective of what career path I would like to follow, but that's because I already had that path in mind. However, this job did educate me in the ways of house and building repair and upkeep. And just having this job in general was a tremendous confidence booster and a great honor. I learned from my supervisors and/or co-workers that supreme quality work comes from the drive to excel and make your work stand out to be the best that it can possibly be. And that patience and trial and error can go a longer way than most anticipate. I most certainly feel more important to my community after having participated in this program, and I am definitely now connected to more important figures in this community, such as political icons and organization leaders. There are an incalculable number of people I connected with during this program. But if there is one that stands out above all, it is Denise Keating. Thank you very much, Denise, for granting me this tremendous opportunity. From my very first interview months ago, down to every single meeting that you've allowed me the honor of accompanying you to. I have saved every paycheck I have received from this program, as they will be used in the near future for me to purchase my very own car. This program should hands down be funded every year in the waking future, because every other youth in this city should be allowed the same opportunities I have. This program taught me countless things and gave me the chance to accomplish countless more. My only wish is that the next generation be afforded the chance to receive the same and use this as a stepping stone toward building their own future. Thank you.
Very nice. Also picked up some public speaking skills as well. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. So one would normally ask the question, how do you follow that? Because that was fabulous. I'm just giving you a hand again, please. And the answer is with our guest speaker, Karen Hinds. Karen Hinds is an author. She has authored 4 books. She is a consultant, a fabulous speaker, and a founder and CEO of Workplace Success Group, LLC. It is an international employee development firm that focuses on, people and developing people through the organizations. She's worked for organizations like Hamilton Sunstrand, Travelers, Frito-Lay, my personal favorite, Harvard Business School Executive Education Program, and others. She's been quoted in the Boston Globe and Black Enterprise magazine. She's nominated for Women Entrepreneur of the Year by the Connecticut chapter of National Association of Women Business Owners. She's from the small Caribbean island, as you will hear, and a graduate of Boston Public Schools, which you will not necessarily hear that, and Bowdoin College in Brunswick, Maine. She lives in Connecticut with her husband and son, and most importantly, she's an absolutely fabulous person. And we're glad to have her with us this morning, so please join me in welcoming Karen Hinds.
How are you this morning? It is my pleasure to be here. Now, I don't usually speak from a podium when you have young people in the audience. Mr. Cameraman, you're not going to like me very much. Sorry, dear. So, is this portable? I think we're portable here. All right, beautiful. So we have all these young people in the room, and he's like, oh gosh, I thought I sat in the back of the room, and this lady is coming over here. There is no front or back of the room when I speak with young people. Sean told you all the professional stuff about me, but I'm going to tell you all the not so professional things about me, because you see this read this wonderful bio. Who is she anyway? Well, as he said, I'm from the Caribbean island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Anybody know where that is? If you're from the Caribbean, you cannot answer this question. Anybody has any clue where that is? Yes? Where? Give me a neighboring island. Who said yes? All right, what neighboring island is it? Come on, don't be shy. I don't bite, at least not today. All right, he doesn't want to say it. St. Vincent, so pretend that the tip of my finger here is Florida. And so St. Vincent, there are a chain of islands coming down. My island is right about here. We are so small. We're next to Barbados. And I came here when I was 15 years old. And I like to think that my parents had no sense of geography or time or weather. Because I woke up one morning, January of 1986, and it was a beautiful, hot Caribbean day. I was in my sundress, and they told me I had to get on this plane. And they landed us in America. Woohoo, right? No. They landed us in Boston, Massachusetts in January. And all I kept thinking was, had you ever heard of California, Arizona, where the weather is warm? No, they hadn't heard of those. They heard of Boston in the middle of January. So I was educated here. I went to high school twice because when I came to the United States, I was too young to go to college, or so I was told. So I did high school twice. I went in the Caribbean, where I had 1 year left, and then here again in the United States. But it was a good thing for me because I got a chance to understand American culture. Now, why on earth am I telling you all of this? Because as I said earlier on, you see what Mr. Moore read. You heard what he read, but that's not where I started. When I came here and I was in high school, I did not like high school. 9th grade was terrible. All the kids made fun of me because of my Caribbean accent. My parents did not believe in buying brand name. So I'm going to ask you, how many were in brand name? Put your hand up. I won't ask you which one. How many of you were in brand name? A good portion of you were in brand name. Now here's my parents' philosophy on brand name. Back in my day, it was Calvin Klein's. Which one is it? Polo. No, it was Calvin Klein in my day. So I thought I wanted to look really cute. And I said, Mom, and I got to go to the store and get some Calvin Klein. Now, there are 4 of us. And she's thinking, what are you going to get? I'm thinking, I need a new pair of jeans. And I'm thinking, please, Lord, let her say yes. So we got to the store, and I'm thinking, they're the jeans. Because when you have West Indian parents, you see the stuff a lot of students or kids get away with here, you'll get knocked out. You couldn't do that. So it's about slamming your room door and yelling your voice will not happen in a West Indian household. You can't do that. So when I approached my parents, I had to be very respectful. So I said, Mom, can I get a pair of new jeans? She said, okay. And I'm thinking, well, let's get to the store. And there are 2 sets of jeans, one here and one there. So I went over to the Calvin Kleins, and I'm thinking, yes, please, let me get these Calvin Kleins. I said, can I get these jeans here? She goes, what are those? I said, Calvin Klein jeans. She said, come here. Walked over to the other rack. She said, what are those? I said, jeans. She said, what color are they? I said, blue. She goes, brand name, blue jeans. You're getting those. We're not buying Calvin Klein because there are too many of us to afford that. I took that, and I was not pleased with her. So now I have no name clothing. I have an accent, and the kids thought I was pretty nerdy. But the only thing I had going for me in high school were annoying parents. And I say annoying parents because you can't appreciate parents until you're a parent yourself. Because education comes first. I'm thinking, oh, these annoying people. Education comes first. But throughout my high school career, even though I had no friends in 9th grade, by 10th grade I had half a friend, kinda. 11th grade, I think I had 1.5 friends by then. And by 11th grade, what I found was I had teachers who kept saying, your education comes first. Don't worry about what the other kids are saying. Just put your mind to what you want to get done. You're here for a purpose, get it done. And it was lonely, but I had these teachers who were annoying as well as my parents. And dating was so out of the question. I know a lot of you might be dating right now. It was so not happening. But all they kept saying, education comes first. By the time I graduated, I was president of my senior class, editor of my school newspaper, and I had gotten 11 scholarships to go to a school in Brunswick, Maine called Bowdoin College. 11 private scholarships on top of what Bowdoin gave me. So when I tell you that, I'm not telling you just to brag. I'm telling you that you have an opportunity right now. I want you to look around the room, and all these people who are adults, basically they're kids in grown-up body, and we pretend, a non-brand name clothes, and we pretend to be very professional. But I want you to look at them because these are some of the people who are going to help you. And what I learned earlier on was I did a summer internship program. It was good, but it was also not so good because there were days when I fell asleep on the job. You don't know anything about that, right? That never happened to any of you, right? You know it happened. So I fell asleep on the job a couple of times because I was a little bit bored. But I had a mentor at my summer job who said, Karen, if you're serious about education, I will help you. And she stayed with me for 20 plus years until she passed away 2 years ago. She guided me, she helped me. So you look around the room, all these adults, the secret to these adults is this: they want to feel like they're still young. And they want to teach you what they learned. So here's what. Don't make your own mistakes. Learn from their mistakes. They already made all the mistakes, so why make your own? So the adults at your table, go up to them and say, you know what, is it okay if I stay in touch with you throughout the school year? Send them a report card. Just send them an email or a text to say hello. Because these people have information that you need. I personally believe if you can get something done the easy way, why do it the hard way? So all these adults you see around here, latch on to them like a leech and learn from them. And I really do mean that because they're thinking that the youth are the future, and if they believe that, that's why they're here. So use them in a good way. When I left high school, I went to Bowdoin. I had the opportunity to study abroad in Mexico. And when I left college in 3.5 years. No, they did not throw me out. And no, I wasn't a genius, but Maine was cold, and I'm a Caribbean girl. So I had to take some extra classes so I can get out early. And when I graduated, one of the first jobs I had, they said, Karen, do you have a valid passport? And I'm thinking, why don't you have a valid passport? They're thinking, because you leave on your first business trip next week. I'm thinking, really? I'm thinking, where am I going? Where am I going? And they said, well, you're going to go to Europe. I'm thinking, and do what? Then they said, well, you're going to go and stay in hotels. I said, I have a West Indian mother. I cannot go home and say, I'm going to stay in a hotel as a job in Europe. That's not going to work. So I said, what would I do? They said, you'll be evaluating the hotels. And you'll pay me for that? They said, yeah. I said, what else? But we want you to evaluate the restaurants as well. Hold on. You're going to pay for the food and pay me to evaluate the food? Really? They said, yes. I said, well, what else am I going to do? Then pretend to be a tourist and go around. I said, well, where am I going? Tell me where I'm going. They said, well, you're going to go to Belgium. You're going to go to Holland. You're going to go to England. You're going to go to France and Germany. All expenses paid. And we'll take care of that for you. You evaluate those products we have in those countries and come back and let us know. And then I had to sell them. That's good for me, right? Now, you think it gets good. Wait till I tell you what happens next. I spent a few weeks in Europe. I did my reports. They paid for everything. I'm walking through Logan Airport because now I'm hot. Now I just came back from France. And I'm walking through Logan Airport, and I have my French perfume and my scarf, and I'm really professional now because I just came back from Europe, darling. And out of the corner of my eye, I'm in the airport. I see some people jumping up and down in the airport. I'm thinking, these folks have no behavior. And I kept walking because now I'm with my colleagues. I'm professional. I just came back from France and England, and I have French perfume and a French scarf, and I'm strolling through the airport. And I got closer, and I'm thinking, they're black people. I'm thinking, these black folks just don't know how to behave. And as I got a little closer, I'm thinking, wow, they look kind of familiar. And as I got a little closer, it's my mother and my sister in Logan Airport going, you got it, you got it, you got it. And me and my professional French perfume wearing, French scarf wearing self strolling through the airport, and these uncultured people jumping up and down. And I'm thinking, could you guys keep it? What's going on? They said, you got it. I said, got what? That you just got the Watson Foundation Fellowship. And it took me a while. And then I started going, oh my gosh, I got it. Forget being cultured. What they were telling me is I had just gotten $15,000 to travel anywhere in the world and do anything I wanted from the IBM Foundation. And I had just gotten off the plane from Europe. And I had to make a choice. So I had to work for that company for a few more months and then leave and travel the Caribbean for a year looking at politics and music. I love my life, but I realized when I came back from that trip that I did not learn how to work a full-time job and understand what the rules were. Because up until then, I'd set my own rules. So when I came back from that trip, I went to 8 different Caribbean islands. And the time when I had my first real job, so to speak, in the first 3 months, I cursed my supervisor out. Now, somebody who had just traveled the world, you would think she would know better. But what I didn't realize is that even though I had an education, nobody sat down and taught me the rules of how to behave when you get into the workplace. I knew how to speak well, and I didn't use any profanity when I cursed my supervisor out, by the way. I just told him some very intellectual words and what I thought about his behavior. He should have told me what he thought about mine. So what I want to do with you, I'm going to leave you with 3 things, young people, today that I want you to understand that no matter where you go in life, you're going to need these 3 things. I've shared with you a little bit of my journey, where I've been, and what it's taken me to get there. I did not get here overnight. So anybody who tries to tell you anything about overnight success, it's all a lie. There is no such thing as an overnight success. It's always hard work. So I'm going to show you, because I tested you, a bunch of you when I came in. I tested you, and you're thinking, what test did I get? I hardly met you, lady. I tested you because when you meet someone for the first time, they're actually checking you out. Not in a bad way. They're checking you out to see, do you know how to play the game? And none of you failed miserably. So can I tell you what you failed at? Yes? You did not do a good handshake. So we're going to show you how to do a handshake. I need a volunteer. Somebody come volunteer? Come on down. Give him a round of applause. Come on, quickly. I kind of get the feeling you are not shy. What's your name, sir?
Joseph.
Okay, can you stand over there for me, please? So we're going to show you how to shake a hand. Let me turn this way. So stretch your hand out like this. This is the web of a hand. When you're shaking someone's hand, yes, the web. It's called the web. It goes web to web. So you have to go web to web. When you're shaking someone's hand, you got to make sure you stand up straight. You look at them in the eye. Yeah, it's a presidential stance. I don't want one of these numbers. I don't want your what up. No, I don't want any of that. I want a nice, straight. Then I want you to extend your hand out. And then you're going to make sure, and we're going to turn this side for the other folks to see as well. You're going to make sure that it's web to web and it's a nice, firm handshake. No wet fish, no up here. And I definitely don't want to see any of this. Yo, dog, what up? No, leave that for the street. Even if you know the person, don't do that in a professional setting. So again, web to web, come on, straight up. There we go. And you're going to look at the person in the eye. And you're going to make sure you're giving them eye contact to say, I'm confident. I'm on the same level as you. Even if, what's your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike who?
Mike Rohde.
Mike Rohde. So if you're making Mr. Mike Rohde, and you feel like, oh, Mr. Mike Rohde looks kind of distinguished, I don't want you to say, oh, well, that's Mr. Mike Rohde. No. Good morning, Mr. Mike Rohde. Even if you're a freshman in high school, he's a distinguished man, he has a career. Don't go by titles, go by confidence. So when you look at somebody in the eye, look at confidence. Don't go, oh, your title is so big, and I'm just a high school kid, and you've been, no. Just say, my confidence is as big as yours. You want to test me? And then you look them in the eye and you let them know, I'm ready for you. So I'm going to have you stand up, but don't stand up yet. Let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to find a handshaking partner. So let me go through it again. It's facing the person, web to web, 2 pumps, not 3, not 4, not 5. Don't shake the person's hand out of your socket, okay? Be very careful with that. Don't crush your hands either, so you have the bones coming out of here with dust in a little while. And don't go up here. This is a tennis handshake. Don't do that. That's nasty. Just don't do that. And don't come down here at the fingertips either. And I don't want you all up on the person here. That's just too much invading their personal space. And then I want you to say your name with confidence. Why am I spending so much time on this? Because when a young person meets an adult and you can do a great handshake and say who you are with confidence, they immediately want to help you. Is that right, adults? You're thinking something's different about this person. So, young people, stand up with a partner. And you're going to practice the handshake. Again, you're going to face them, web to web, 2 pumps, eye contact, and you're going to smile. You help them out for me, please. Thank you very much, Joe. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So I want to, you can have a seat now. Thank you. So the next thing I want you to know, so first you're going to make sure when you meet someone for the first time, you're going to give them a professional, strong handshake, one with confidence. And make sure you smile. You don't have to grin like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. I don't want you to do that, but make sure you smile because some people feel like, hi, what'd it be like? No. You have to make sure you smile and say, welcome to my space. I'm welcoming you here. So one, you're going to get that handshake, present yourself well, and say your name like you own your name. Number 2, if you want to learn what does it really take to be successful, I'm going to just get to the heart of the matter. Young ladies, I don't need to see all the assets. Guys, I'm coming to you too. I don't need to see all the assets. It tells me that you don't understand how truly valuable you are. And it tells me that you don't understand that you're playing a game. See, the game, work is all about a game, and you have to learn the rules of the game. I didn't make the rules. I'm just here to share them with you. And why I share them? Because I made so many mistakes in my career that I've written books about it to share with you today. So the young ladies, make sure you cover up the assets. Make sure that when you dress in the morning, especially when you're going out, you pretend that you're on stage, but it's on stage for professional reasons. So make sure the skirts aren't too short. Make sure the tops are covered up. And I'm going to get on all of you about these body piercings. Now, I know it's cool, but I was sitting in a bank yesterday, and there was speaking with a bank branch manager, and a young person came in for a job interview. And that person had tattoos. I know you put your boyfriend or girlfriend of the moment name on your neck. And I do say of the moment because in 3 weeks you're thinking, what was I thinking? Or you put it on your hand. If you're going to put a tattoo on and you're dying to have it, put it where nobody can see it. Put it where the sun never shines. So we don't need to see any part of it because the banks and all the other companies who are looking, and even restaurants, don't want to see that. The piece about body piercing, the eye, the lip, the nose, and everything else that goes along with it, don't do that. Wait until you're about 50 and then make that decision. Trust me, you won't do it by then either. And I know some of you are putting the tribal earrings into your ears. Be very careful with that as well, because a young person who came into that bank asked the bank manager, so what size space are you allowed? And the person didn't even answer it because they're not allowed. So don't get caught up in today's fashion because it could hurt you a little bit later on. And gentlemen, pull your pants up. All I could do is this. Pull your pants up. Because when you walk through the streets, I want you to walk through with pride, like if you're going to own the buildings that are coming down there. Not, oh, I think I might be able to own a building because you're trying to pull the pants up. Makes no sense. Keep the pants up. Because when you keep your pants up, you're keeping your self-esteem up, and you're able to represent yourself in a company or with any organization as if you are ready. Number 3, I want you to know that no matter what you could dream, it is possible. I want to hear, what do you want to be? In the back table, what do you want to do with your life? Somebody in the back table, what do you want to do with your life? Anybody in the back table? What are some of your dreams? In the red top, young lady. What do you hope to be when you get older? You want to be? You want to get into the field of psychology. Excellent. Somebody else at this table. Okay, we're going to do the back circle here a little while. What do you want to be when you get older? Do you know yet? Not sure? Sir? Any one of you know what you want to be? Electrician. How about you? Radiologist. Great. How about at this table? Yeah, speak to me. Talk to me. What do you want to be, sir? A police officer. Who said whoa? Why did you say whoa? He doesn't look like a police officer? He doesn't behave like one? So here's what I want you to know. No matter what you can dream, do not let anyone tell you it's impossible. Have you ever told your friends you want to do something and they say, who you think you are? Or they start laughing. Anybody ever had that happen? So here's what's happening with those friends. They haven't thought about what they want to do yet quite yet. And because they don't know, they're trying to make fun of you. And I want you to know is if you have a dream in mind, I want you to know that one, your attitude is going to determine how far you get. Your attitude. So if you come to school every day, I want to be here, I'm in this job, it's boring. Nobody wants to help you. But if you come to school and you come to work saying, this is what I want to be, here's what I want to go, here's what I see, can you help me? Somebody's going to step up. Number two, you've got to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, I'm not thinking about you. So your friends don't go home and say, I wonder what Diane wants to be when she grows up. Thinking, no, I'm thinking about me. But so you have to believe in yourself. Even when your parents tell you you can't. Even when your friends say, who you think you are, you can't do that. You have to believe in yourself. You have to understand that if I believe in myself and if I have the right attitude, anything is possible. But you can't just have a great attitude and believe in yourself. It doesn't stop there. Next, you have to make sure you make the right choices. And the choices that you make now will affect you for the rest of your life. So this craziness about people saying, well, you're so young, it doesn't really matter what you do. Yes, it does matter what you do right now because every decision I made as a teenager affected me today. It affects me right now. The fact that I was behind my teachers every living day to find scholarship made me who I am now. The fact that I had a great attitude made me who I am now. The fact that I did not date in high school made me who I am now. The fact that I recognized that my education came first made me who I am. It didn't also hurt to have parents who were annoying. But I must let you know the choices that you make now, even the friends you keep. Because if I want to see how high you're going to go in life, I just need to look at your friends. And if your friends are hanging out or they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that's where you're going to end up. You can't go further than them unless you decide to break away and say, I'm taking my own course and I'm doing my own thing. So attitude, belief in yourself, choices, and D, determination. I don't care how fabulous you are, life is going to throw some curveballs at you. And you're growing up in a society that tells you that life is going to be perfect. Get over yourselves. It's not going to be perfect. I want you to understand you're going to meet some obstacles in life that's going to make you curl up in bed and want to cry every living day. But you've got to decide today and every day I wake up, no matter what I face, I am determined to move forward. So you can set a dream for yourself, but if you don't determine in your heart to overcome every obstacle that you face, you're not going to be successful. And no matter how fabulous an attitude you have, if you don't have that deep down determination that says, if I meet an obstacle today, I have two choices. I could sit here and go, I'm not moving, would you cry with me and have a pity party? Or you can say, let me find somebody who's experienced this. Every obstacle you'll face in life, somebody already went through it. You're not the first one. So you got to get out of yourself, meet other people and say, can somebody help me? Be determined enough to say, I am going to be successful. I know what I need to do. And when you have no clue, you reach out for help. Attitude, belief in yourself, the right choices, determination. Because without those, you cannot be a life champion. You just can't. And even if you're 15, 16, 17, 18, however old you are right now, it doesn't really matter. If you start early, trust me, you can get a head start on all these other adults around here. I wish I had people telling me this when I was your age. And it doesn't just stop there. I want you to understand that every person here, look at the adults, ask for their business card. Excuse me, Attorney Thomas Welsh, my name is Karen Hinds. I'm a freshman at, let's say Meriden, whatever high school it is you go to. Platt. Platt? You said Platt? Okay, Platt. I want to be, I'm not sure what I want to be when I get older. Is it okay if I stay in touch with you just to ask you a couple of career questions?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, you know why he's going to say yes? Because he's lived his life. He has a whole lot more to go, but he's willing to share with somebody else. As a young person, you have something called the cuteness factor. It runs out when it gets to our age. So, I said our age. Our age. Once you pass 21, you lost it. So I want you to understand your cuteness factor for you to use it in this room today. And your cuteness factor will get you the business card where if I were to go up to this gentleman and I never met him at a networking meeting, I'll probably have a little bit more explaining to do as to why I need his card as opposed to somebody who's 15. Would you agree? Exactly, because he's thinking, okay, you're an adult, what do you want? As a teenager, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to help the young persons of the world. Let me go ahead and give them my card. Because they don't think you're going to call. And when you do call, they fall out of their chairs thinking, they actually called. Use your cuteness factor now. Exploit it, because when you turn 21, it's like Cinderella at the ball. You get ugly. So get their cards, stay in touch with them, and take advantage of all the experience that you have to offer. I want to encourage you that America is the land of opportunity. It's a place where you truly can accomplish anything you can possibly dream about. I came here when I was 15 years old, and I still have lots of dreams I want to accomplish. One of my dreams is to open a hotel in the Caribbean. Do I have the money? No, but I've learned that if you have a dream and if you want to do the work, there are people around you who would always step up to help if you put some effort in. But nobody's going to sit around and wait for you to do it. I'm not doing all your work. You better get up and do some work yourself. And when they see you take the first, second, and third steps, then they'll step up to the plate and help you. So as you leave your summer job today, as you leave your summer experience in the next couple of days, it's not just leaving a job. Stay in touch with the people. Sit down and figure out what is it you want to do. And if you have no clue what you want to do with your life, that's okay. Only understand this. If you're able to speak well, write well, and think critically, you can have any career you want. You don't have to know what you want to do right now. But if you can speak well, if you can write well, and if you can think critically, any career is yours. I thank you very much for your time.